Welcome to Caring for Carers, a podcast series on psychosocial support and safety for healthcare workers by Nationwide Quality of Care Network, supported by UNICEF India.
Good leadership provided at critical moments, whether in the battlefield or during a crisis, has always been a matter of great awe and admiration. Hello, folks, this is your host, Neelu Suri. Welcome you all with yet another story of a leader who left no stone unturned in fighting against the unprecedented pandemic. So here I'm joined by that leader, a very special guest of today's evening, Srija Vijayan. Hello, Srija, and very warm welcome to you.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure and honor to be the part of the story sharing platform.
Srija, tell us something about yourself, about your organization, and for how long have you been working for this institution? Moreover, I would love to know about your family members.
I'm working as a professor at Chuitram College of Nursing, having more than 15 years of experience in teaching, counseling, administration, and research. And I'm also the national mentor with NQSN and mentored various public and private health facilities in last couple of years. About my family, we are 6 members in my family, me, my husband, 2 kids, and my in-laws. We all are living together.
Srija, we are aware of the fact that initial stages of pandemic were most challenging, not even for healthcare workers, but society at large. And if I believe you might have gone through all the psychological stresses, if I talk about anxiety or fear or threat or any kind of, loss, what was there in your case?
Ma'am, in my case, I was in a great stress initially because I was worried about my family members because we are living in a hospital campus and which was COVID designated hospital. I frequently terrified by the thought that my family members were living in such a close exposure where the nature of viral infection was totally unpredictable. We can't move out of the campus, confined to one place due to containment zone, and my kids and my in-laws were on a greater risk because of their age factor and the comorbid condition they are having like diabetes and hypertension.
I can understand your fear. So, because you were very much confined to the same campus, right?
Yes, ma'am. Due to nationwide lockdown, actually all nursing colleges were closed and we were deputed in dual role. At that time, I was in immense stress because I can't express what I had gone through. Stress, sleepless nights, all of a sudden the nature of my job got changed from student center where we used to take classes, supervise student in clinical area to the staff center. It widens my responsibility. That too in this challenging time where we don't know what will happen next. So I had gone through with extreme anxiety. Obsessive thoughts are coming into my mind that would I be able to do things? Would I be able to justify my responsibility at home as well as my workplace? Would I be able to keep my family safe as I have to come back to my family after long working hours? Because separate residence facility was only provided to the healthcare team members who are directly involved in care of COVID positive patients.
Mhm.
So when most of the people were in their comfort zone, we are stepped out. So being a senior and a senior faculty mentor and teacher, it was not easy for me to overcome my own fear. But in the same time, I couldn't deny my responsibility. So this was the thought that motivate me to move forward.
Srija, you talked about various psychological stressors you had gone through. I would love to know about various challenges faced by you if I talk in terms of psychological, social challenges, emotional challenges. What were those challenges, Srija?
Ma'am, while we started working in that era, we faced a lot of challenges as fear was in air. It is very difficult for me to overcome that fear. Our organization is also going through with a lot of staff crisis. Problems of staff retention is there. Family pressure were there to quit the job by the staff members as they are concerned about their families. Long quarantine period, repeated shift duties are there. Limited availability of the resources is one of the biggest challenge because we explain the people how they have to judicially use the resources, don't waste the resources. Whatever the equipment and supplies and pp kit is available, they have to use very very cautiously. Then the biggest challenge that we faced was the lack of compliance from the part of our healthcare team members, especially the supporting staff, because they are not following the COVID appropriate behavior and protocol. That was the biggest challenge, because we know that the all of the sudden the whole scenario is changed, and it is not easy to change the mindset of a people in a single point of time. So we have gone through with a very stressed environment, where we make the people to follow the COVID protocol. We again and again stressing them, and many of them were come to us that they are having a comorbid conditions, like hypertension, uh, significant cardiac and that respiratory issues. Many of them were on immunocompromise, and they were on a immunosuppressant. So they, when they come to us, we have to listen to their queries. And this is our concern, that uh, exposing them to the COVID unit is extremely risky. So we think about that, what exactly we have to do. On personal ground, if I am talking about, we are stressed because we have to come back to our home, we have to meet our kids, so there is a chance or risk of infection that we are bringing back to our home. That is the biggest stress and challenges on a personal ground that we feel. Then that long training and counseling, extensive counseling sessions, where we have to address the grievances of them, uh, just elevating their stigmas, their fears. That is the biggest challenge that we faced at that particular point of time.
Srija, you said that your house and you was very much confined to that hostel campus, so I could understand the problem you might have gone through. Srija, in your problems, challenges, you have stated somewhere that the people, the supporting staff, are not complying with all the rules and regulations, the guidelines. So, what special you did then? What kind of support you provided that time?
What initially we have done that, ma'am, we plan to sensitize these people, or we plan to sensitize all our healthcare care team member. So what we have done, we bring all of them under single umbrella. Then we plan small session of for different cadre of our healthcare team members separately, so that we can address each and every person in a small group. We trained and retrained them about the COVID appropriate behavior and protocol. We explained them regarding the donning and doffing, how to wear mask properly, how they have to use PPE kit, how they have to follow the hand washing protocol. Uh, when we at many point of time, when we feel that they are not abiding to their that rules and regulations and the COVID appropriate behavior, what we have done, we stick the posters and give constant reminders that they have to follow the protocols, and we motivate them, and we used to listen to them, what all their concerns are, so that we
Mhm.
can able to just support them.
And you also stated in your challenges somewhere that many of them were having some comorbid issues, like if we talk about respiratory issues and other cardio problems they had. So, what special you did for those staff? Did you, coordinate it with your senior, your administration, and then how did you coordinate with them? And what special you done?
Ma'am, because we are working as a liaison and moderator
Mhm.
between the mediator, a kind of mediator between them and our administration. So what we have done, we address all their grievances to the higher management, so that they can re-roster their duties and schedule their duties accordingly. They plan that those who are having a major comorbid condition, we can post it them in a that non-COVID zone, or we can say on a green zone. And then extensive counseling of the staff were also done to alleviate their fear and concern.
Yeah, and you said parents were asking their, kids who are as a staff at that time to quit the job. So that might be a very stressing time for you, is not that, Srija?
Yes, ma'am, of course it's very stressing, because we need a lot of staff, because patient load is very much on a
Mm.
higher, because it's a peak of COVID. So at that time we need a trained staff. So we organize extensive counseling, one-to-one counseling for the staff members, and then we talk on a video calls to their parents. The teams were there to counsel them and talk to their parents and motivate them, because we are the frontliners, we can't step back. So these are the motivating thing that we. Then we also ensure that we will provide a separate residence with full facilities where all of their need will be taking into consideration. And I am very thankful for my administration, because they are always supportive for us. They ensure the regular supplies of fruits and sanitaries and other kind of items by them during their quarantine stay. They made comfortable during that lockdown, and we ensured that regular cleaning and disinfection of the hostel where they are residing should be done. We organize small recreation hours for our team members, so that they and motivate them to participate virtually, because that time social distancing is at peak, because we have to maintain the social distancing. So virtual platform we have provided, so that they feel connected. So this initiative was well appreciated by all of our health team members.
Srija, you talked about your administration, that they always supported you in all ways. If I talk that in this endeavor about your senior especially, what was their support? And if I talk about, did they back you for your whatever you was doing at that point of time?
Yes, ma'am. Our seniors were very supportive. Even our senior management were very supportive. They're always with us. They support us in all possible way they can able to, and they sincerely appreciate our efforts at that point of time.
And what kind of emotional support you got from your family, Srija? Because I think, primarily it is, today's story is more about the psychosocial support and psychological support. Did your family support you that time? And what was their support, Srija?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks to God that my family is very much supportive at that point of time, because the battle was not easy for me. It was not possible without the support of the whole of my family members, my colleagues, and my friends who are really there. I'm really thankful to them. We used to talk to each other. We ventilate our concern. We give ideas to each other, what we can able to do, how we have to deal with the stress, how we have to deal with we shared with each other. So that is the biggest support that I had.
Great, Srija. Srija, really moving story, I'm telling you. And Srija, you have gone through so many stress. You helped everyone, you made sure that things should go in a very steady manner, and you helped everyone, motivated everyone. But, very personal question to you, Srija. What was the secret of your strength which kept you going steadily, that made you so strong and invincible that point of time?
Truly speaking, ma'am, I read a quote that spreading happiness is a source of our own happiness. That is the biggest strength. And being a mentor, being a facilitator, I have to be role model to my health team members and my students, and that is my strength and help me to move forward. And apart from that, I'm spiritually very strong person, and when the situation get worsening, my faith in my God and positive thinking, that gave me a lot and lot of strength. And apart from that, I'm doing some yoga and deep breathing exercise in early morning, and when I get stressed, that give me a kind of much relief at that point.
And of course, your in-laws also, your mother-in-law and father-in-law, they supported you throughout
Yeah,
the story
of
and
course,
throughout the
ma'am, they are
process
very
of
very supportive.
this fight. Yes, of course, I can understand. Srija, before I wrap up this session, I would like you to please give a message for the people who are all are listening.
Sure, ma'am. My message to all my listener and leader who are there on the battlefield: keep your spirit high. We will definitely take off again. That is my message. Support each other. Stay connected. Stay tuned. That's all, ma'am.
I
Thank you so
was
much.
just hoping the same message from Srija, and you did the same. Keep your spirit high, and we will take off again. That is the greatest message I have ever received,
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
done, and one more thing I would love to say that Srija, being a moderator, being a leader, you have done a great job. Even the people who all are tuned to your story today would be, moved with whatever the stressor and whatever the, problem you have gone through, and so calmly you have, overcome those problems. Thanks, Srija. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.